T1B, authorized frequencies, frequency allocations, ITU regions, emission types, restricted subbands, spectrum sharing, transmissions near band edges. First question here is, what is the ITU? That stands for International Telecommunications Union. This part down here is not on your test, but or on your handout there either, I guess. But it's a United Nations agency for information and communications technology issues. And there are 3 ITU regions in the world. The question here is North American amateur stations are located in which ITU region? It's region 2, and you can see that includes Hawaii out here also. Okay, we're going to have a few questions here where we're looking at this, so if you could grab this, that should print it off.
Okay, got it.
Okay. As technicians, we're dealing mostly with the frequency bands over here on the right column. Okay, the 6-meter band, the 2-meter band, the 1.25-meter band, 70-centimeter band, 33-centimeter band, 23-centimeter band. Most of our stuff that we do for emergency communications, especially here on the Big Island, is in the 2-meter band, which is this one right here. You should, as you go into the test, you should have memorized the limits of these bands. So 6 meters you need to know is from 50 to 54 megahertz. 2 meters from 144 to 148 megahertz. There are questions about the 1.25 meter band, 219 to 220, and 222 to 225 megahertz. And also the 70-centimeter band. There's also one question about the 23-centimeter band. So you should know what the limits of the band are. As you look at this, out here you see EAGT. That means extra class licenses, advanced class licenses, general, and technician all have the privileges shown here. Okay. If we look over, let's take a look at the 10-meter band here. We do have technician privileges here in the 10-meter band, and that's this line that says NNT for novice and technician. Novice is a license they're not issuing anymore. There may still be some out there, but they're not issuing it out there. So extras, advanced, and generals have the privileges shown on the top line here, and novice and technician have the privileges shown down here. And in the case of this segment right here, the yellow, that's for single sideband phone only. And phone, when we're talking about it in ham radio, means voice operation.
Oh.
Okay, it's short for radio telephone. So it means voice operation. Any questions on the chart here before we?
No. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. Okay, which frequency is within the 6-meter band? Okay, and I've put here what the band limits are. That's and of the answers they give you, 52.525 megahertz is the frequency that is in the 6-meter band.
Mm-hmm.
Which amateur band are you using when your station is transmitting on 146.52? That is in the 2-meter band. And you can see that on your chart if you're referring back to that. Which 70-centimeter frequency is authorized to a technician class license holder operating in ITU Region 2? Well, you can't tell about the ITU Region 2 part from your chart there, and you can just kind of ignore that in the question because everything that they refer to here is going to be Region 2. But it's the 443.35 megahertz frequency. Which 23-centimeter frequency is authorized to a technician class operator? Of the ones they give you, 1296 megahertz. The band limits are 1240 to 1300. What amateur band are you using if you're transmitting on 223.50 megahertz? That is in the 1.25 meter band. Okay, any questions on those?
No.
Oh, okay. And hopefully it will become clearer what some of those terms mean and so on as we go along here. Okay, what do the FCC rules mean when an amateur frequency band is said to be available on a secondary basis? It means that there's another user who has a primary availability for it, and amateurs may not cause harmful interference to primary users. And we have a few bands where we are secondary users. Okay. Why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? There are several reasons for this. The display on the transmitter, the frequency display, may not quite be accurate, so there could be a calibration error there that would put you outside your authorized band. When we modulate a signal, when we put information on it, it makes the band, the signal wider, creates subbands, and those subbands could go beyond the band edge. Also, transmitter, as it warms up and so on, the frequency can drift, and you might drift outside. So this is an example of a question where all of these choices are correct, is the correct answer. There are something like 33, I think, of these in the test. And the test they had before, it was a pretty good guess because most of the time that they offered it, it was correct. But in this newer test, it's only about a third of them where this is the correct answer when it's offered. So it's not a real good guess. And of course, when you're taking the test, if any of these answers here is not correct, then of course this one can't be correct either. So that narrows you down to 2.
Okay.
Okay, which of the bands available to technician class operators have mode restricted subbands? Okay, so we can operate in different modes on different portions of the band, and they're asking you which have mode restricted subbands. And the answer is the 6 meter, 2 meter, and 1.25 meter bands. And let's take a look here on the frequency chart. Here you can see we have a portion of the 6 meter band that has something different going on down here. And if we look here at the key, we can see that's for CW, or Morse code only, for all operators in that portion of the band. So that 50.0 to 50.1 megahertz is a mode restricted subband in the 6 meter band. Okay, we have the same thing happening in the 2 meter band. Again, Morse code or CW only in that portion of the band. And in the 1.25 meter band, we have this portion that is mode restricted to digital message forwarding systems only. So this is to be used only for digital modes, keyboard modes of operation. And then this portion of the band is available for all modes. Okay. What emission modes are permitted in the mode restricted subbands at 50.0 to 50.1 and 144.0 to 144.1? It's CW only, or Morse code only, as shown by that. Okay. All right, we're through T1B. Any questions on any of that? Anything you want to back up and look at again?
On the chart, you pointed out 1.25 meter.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is that portion blank next to the?
Okay, that's a portion of that band that's assigned to somebody else.
Oh.
Okay, you have the orange section that's an amateur band from 219 to 220, and then you have that, that white blank section from 220 to 222, which is assigned to another user that's not available for amateurs.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then they start up again at 222.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay, that's clear.
Okay, good. Good question. Thank you.